pressure, Joey McGuire. Not at all, right? Before the game, 1989. And it plays out. Listen, for the players, it's one thing. For the listen, the last couple of months, it's been a completely different team. Yep. But they had that wild card win in Tuscaloosa.
No question. We've seen opponent after opponent. Houston, Wyoming.
Leads the team with 9 touchdown catches. What's in front of this team? It's not just tonight.
What about the positivity that you just talked about? Him coming from Georgia, and negative aspect, he can bring that to the Longhorns.
All right, we're getting. Welcome to the studio as we get you ready for Texas.
And Boog believes in you, Hawkeyes. Let's go.
We're getting ready for Texas senior night here. What was that like for you?
To her, it's a wonderful feeling. I was made in Baton Rouge, and
the culture that Steve Sarkisian has brought here, because was selling 5-7 the first year. Had a chance at a Big 12 championship game appearance of the week by beating Texas Tech tonight. This has been the Nissan. Texas and Texas Tech from a pack, but they struggled out of the gate. They were 3-5 at one point, but they won 3 in a row. Texas won the toss and deferred. The Texas with Longhorn Thurday gets past the 20 and started 6 games this year. He's 5-1, and the only starter at the beginning of the year. Morton started 4 games last. Morton going to throw a receiver screen on first down. It's awfully hard to do what they do best with just running it. We mentioned this kind of teased into the open, but some of the injuries TCU, so they have a true freshman they love, but obviously Brooks is out for the year. Quinn Ewers, their quarterback. Ryan Watt's been a player that's been banged up. Texas almost let the lead slip away. Happening. And they won 5 in a row since. But walking under his own power. Very down for a while. A scary situation here to kick on his back for a while. Then they moved it to. So 1-yard gain on that. Morton on the move. And third down. Shot taken by Barrett Morton. One of the top punters. Sit down already this season. The pressure on McNamara. He's 6th in the country, averaging a long snapper on punts for Texas Tech. Regular season crown and has a spot in the Big 12 championship against Houston last month. He's going to throw on first down. It's caught. The 3rd of the Big 12 in receptions in the open space. He was hurt last week. They weren't sure early in the week whether he would put 15-yard line. Jatavion Sanders, such a tough cover for 16. Baxter's second rush. It was the starter at the beginning of the year. Through the hole. Number 1 running back recruit. Penalty. First down. It's Christian Jones, who after a 7-play, 50 Sanders, you get a tripped up at the take a look around the same huge games tomorrow. They changed that Robinson touchdown to a rushing to the first time, and he's bottled up at the point of attack. Brooks stood up by Jalen Ford. Curricular activity, and there's a flag. Here tonight, you could tell Texas is taking the field.
Like foul in the game. 15-yard penalty.
There's Brooks, got some room off the edge, lowers the shoulder up. Morton is hit, however, he's not sacked. He gets out of there, and his pass is Morton in trouble again. He's got a receiver downfield. Morton had a receiver, but the viewer setting up off play action. And again, the receiver over football. His team attacked that ball in the air, strong hand. 6 of 6 for Ewers. Going to work again, that time up. And has it paid dividends with his play? Baxter, 3rd down here for Texas Tech's defense. He's been on the ground and through the air. Ewers gets rid of it quickly, and the catch came up with the ball, and they're going to say an interception. They're saying Texas Tech ball. First interception for
control. I do think that ball touches the ground. I think this should be, and they catch the ball simultaneously. That ball does belong to the offense.
Video evidence beyond all doubt to say for sure that ball.
We'll see if there's enough evidence to overturn the rule in the field. As I look at it, I
Therefore, it's an incomplete pass.
Field goal of about 50 yards. Xavier White is deep. Ford gets out of the way. It was hit by Thielen Robinson there first. Now 98. run him again.
Brooks runs through an arm tackle from Alfred Collins.
Njihovog napada koji može da naškodi Longhorncima, s obzirom da smo već spominjali. 75% svih dozvoljenih yardi ove sezone.
Možda njihova defanziva najbolja u college fudbalu što se toga tiče, tačnije izjednačenje na 23, izvinjavam se. Evo četvrti pokušaj za 16, za malo izblokiran punt, svakako će biti jako dobra startna. Ljanco će biti neki vrlo interesantni dueli koji nas čekaju.
Kentucky, Louisville od 18 časova.
Svašta nešto će biti i sutra na programu. Tenda i nije ni čudo što ga Mel Kiper tako visoko vidi. Notgun formacija ovoga puta čini se onako konkretnija stvar. 1-3 yarda ako se ne varam. Ovoga puta sa brojem momci koji su imali, pogotovo Phil Dawson, dugu NFL karijeru, upravo izjednačio taj načilo sa Hunterom Lawrenceom koji je 2000 u jednoj sezoni. Kažem, eto, rekord, što sam hteo.
Da, odličan kicker koji crpi benefite.
I think this is going to go on Keaton Crawford.
Defense number 21. A foul occurred in the end zone.
Down the field. That ball's in the air. His back's to the foot.
Right here with Brooks against that great front. No, Morton keeping it into the everybody. Collapsed on Taj Brooks. And the extra point is good.
And Baron Morton, he sees as Sorrell collapses, Zach Kitley. You read that backside defensive.
Kickoff on the... Trying to fire hit Pater for the first time. And Ewers throwing it out in space to Jaden. He
see that burst on the perimeter by Jaden.
1 quarter in the books in Austin.
2 red zone stops. You get a nice return, big run, and nice touchdown.
How do you see everybody? It's been hard to run against these guys, but
difference maker in that first quarter for Texas Tech. Texas able to run the ball here. Texas Tech 200 to 54.
You see Hayden Connor get up to the second level as well. Cut off that linebacker.
Longest active streak return. He's got down, but it's Xavier White. Plus, Tuesday's featured college basketball matchup includes Big 12 now. Final selection committee. Oregon, 1 place in front of them. Morton out space. Huge hit. Boy, did he pay for it. Morton with time to throw here, and it's a strike. Michael Taff and Mohammed in trouble, dumping it off. And so on the fresh set of downs, another pass play, climbing the pocket, and
trains break down. And it's good identification by Baron Morton
here in the first half. And a flag down here, Texas Tech.
Second down.
Dennis Wilburn is the center.
Given the fact that he's not fully healthy.
Kansas State, Jake Strong started the game. Tyler Shuck started at the beginning of the year. Morton's pass.
Course of the year, 6'4", 360.
10-man list for the Walter Camp. Morton, wallop back at the 30. Well, Anthony watching him snap on punts and also on a kick. This time it's blocked. Snap, or if that was just somebody missing a block, but it... Starting long snapper, so Jacob Mott to a 10-point lead. Pash, Dusty Dvorak upstairs. Tom Luganville down on the field. Texas punt, looking to add to their lead. Ewers, pump fake, fires, open. Hit the pylon before he made the catch.
As Worthy wide open, the corner of the end zone.
So 2nd and 10. C.J. Baxter off left tackle, penalty marker down.
5-yard penalty. Still second down.
They have almost as many penalty yards. Now that's the only
had some struggles with that this season.
Play action pass. Ewers setting up, pressure on him. He had backside pressure that time. Beyond Sanders shaken up. We mentioned earlier in the game, it'll be 3rd and 17 for Texas, and we come back as that to Fortes. Well, we can report that Jatavion Sanders collided. He kind of got caught in the middle of it. 2 passing on 3rd down. A short throw here to Baxter. And Baxter gets to the goal unit here on 4th down. And shaken up for Texas Tech. And trying to see Going to break, we're trying to identify the injured Texas. An injured throwing shoulder, high snap, and the kick is good. 16 field goals in a row, extending the Texas.
Who we do, and it gets a bit more impressive.
Trying to keep it away.
And the tent and has been bouncing around, moving around in any type of pain tolerance. So keep in mind, this isn't just
fences out there for Texas. Here's Brooks, able to bust it to the outside. And again,
10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
it's on a rush for Collins and pulls him to the ground. So it's first down and 20. Brooks in the backfield. Penalty, now a 3-yard loss. Morton backing up and launching it out of bounds. With
Where for Barrett Morton to go with the football.
feet flipping itself. Hard enough against this Texas defense. They just concede here. Hunt at the 9-minute mark here in the second. And a bad snap early in. Worthy with the fair cut snapper. That's good news for the Longhorns. Ewers throwing here. Whittington on the catch. Knocked out of red zone and had to settle for field goals. Baxter, big running lane. Another
The way for C.J. Baxter.
Baxter again off left tackle. 4 times. We've really only seen him pressured once. But here to Whittington inside the 25. Coming all the way over this.
Whittington.
Going to come back and try to run Jaden Blue, making plays because as there's another injury. 5th year, but 3 of his seasons have really. Now, yeah, Dusty, I haven't seen it stay dangerous.
Well, and a big part of this was, of this Texas football team.
Yours underthrown to extend the lead.
Interception.
He doesn't get any air underneath the football. I love the ball splitting
for Adonai Mitchell to make this spectacular.
Texas defense. Morton to throw. Start to this possession after the takeaway. 13 grew up together, they hunt together, fish together, and played football together growing up. Brooks running right against touch for those guys to get him down. He only gets 1 yard tonight. They held Iowa State to 9 rushing yards last week. Texas did. That pass under. So the receiver can't see the ball. You see to try to speed the game up. And we're still saying this in the game earlier today. There was a play that was pretty obvious because at this point there's still doubt. Move on. Tech got him last year in Lubbock. Baxter downhill inside.
He gets north and south and puts that. Sharp choice, done a great job as a running backs coach.
Baxter again down,
helping with this rushing attack.
Ewers throwing this time open in the middle.
Good in the RPO game.
Play action again. Ewers dumping it off to Gunnar Helm. Here for Helm, who stepped up when Sanders got it. And the ball's on the ground. Ewers tried to dump. They flex both those tight ends out.
They're second of the half.
I would imagine Joey McGuire feels like. So they take a timeout. Let's check in with Kevin. Everybody covered. Ewers throws it out of the back of the end.
At the end of this pass play.
Now 16 in a row. 26-yarder. I mean, talk about a difficult question.
2018. What do you say?
I'm going to say 20. We'll get Jones up. McCray and White are deep. This will go into the ends trivia question. Second time in the history. What was the other year, Dave? Taj Brooks on first down. So badly wanted to win that award. He was a semifinalist. And the first down, Brooks trying to go up.
Productive running here. False start, right guard.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Aaron Morton has been under pressure for a good part of this game. Going to keep it on the ground. Save the timeout. 90 seconds to go for the sophomore quarterback. Now it's
their first of the half, 30-second timeout.
So one
at Alabama. So, I think it's potato. He
does. Third down and 5. Morton's pass is caught short of the sticks, though. At this point, Texas Tech has to go for it, right? Morton rolling out. His pass short of the sticks. It's at the 45 with 31 seconds left.
Where those sticks are.
Ewers going downtown here in the first play.
Been a good cornerback here at Texas Tech the last couple of years. Good position the field after that deep shot attempt.
All time. Going to run it here with Blue. And a big run for a touchdown. Blue. And they're going to run Blue again here. 10 seconds left, so you probably got, I mean, you mentioned they have probably the best win of anybody this year, beating Alabama. Pressure on. Yours gets out of there somehow. Got to get rid of it. When he did and ran another yard.
Time ticking down.
Xavier Worthy getting help to the schedules tomorrow favor called by Texas Tech.
You had touched on earlier. This went to sleep defensively against TCU a couple weeks ago. Against TCU, a 20-point lead. All games in which
3 for 3 today. 17 consecutive made field goals, making it from deep. This doesn't matter. In the Big 12 title game coming up after the break, it'll be the so far so good for 7th-ranked Texas, trying to keep its playoff 89 yards zone and had to settle for field goals. Inside the 40, they finally
kills, and this Texas team is
a Texas Tech team that was playing really well, won 3 games in a row.
And then it's the speed in the open field. You're not.
That's so demoralizing if you're the
coach, an excellent special teams coach, and they've been on point all
at the outset of the telekick for this, wondering how handled it pretty darn well. Let's go down to the field and check in with Tom Lubenville.
Steve Sarkisian come out of the locker room. He noted 3 areas.
Well, Texas Tech with possession but trailing by 26, trying to run top the ground. Some on offense all night. Morton throwing again to Aiken. Incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Boy, the coverage, number 0.
That's Anthony Hill. Here's a deep ball. And Xavier Worthy, who we saw helped off the punt. They've already blocked the punt once. Quicker to the punter, McNamara, and by far his best punt.
Travis, Florida State, but I personally think Florida State's going to be just fine without it.
There's
I don't know if Auburn's going to.
Scores over Oregon State at number 6. Florida State dropped to number 5 this week. Back spliced by Washington. He's got hurt in this game, other than the quarterback. And he's already missed a 100-yard rusher, tore his ACL a couple weeks back.
Going on the road in Corvallis, getting that win. Football game when the offense was kind of, slow. As you're sitting there looking at that, you're kind of waiting for Washington to get that more.
A week of Tate Rodemaker getting ready for the game, and things will change. And he'll play, going to have to punt. Time Sanborn punted to the game. Here come flags. Was in the first quarter. The kicker. It would only be a 5-yard penalty. Was there contact to the plant? Kevin Mars, our referee.
Penalties declined. First down, Texas Tech.
The kicker, only a 5-yard penalty. Penalty decline.
Oklahoma State loses. Could be a rematch of what we saw in Dallas back in October
tonight. Just breathing room, and that stout play. Frustrated at times with how the coaches viewed him, but his mom kept positive. Chain that he brings together. Thing does look like a 45-pound plate that you find at the gym. Is that great story? And again, we talked about his relationship with his mom. Analyst for the Walter Camp, one of 2 defensive players.
Film, and you know anything? Devondre Sweat is the centerpiece of it to get anything going. They disrupt the running game. Denies him for what he's been able to do this season.
He's in shape. He's playing hard all the time now. And obviously a big difference in a first down.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. Leader for this football team.
Blue inside the 30.
Play the speed, the home run capability, but he's lowered his.
Yeah, they call him that. They said he's become more of a complete back, but here's the home run threat.
Christian Jones looked like he might have got a hold there.
I think it's going to be interesting if Texas is still up big.
Clear, these guys want to stick this thing out here tonight.
Off play action, Ewers.
And Charles Esters III. A little bit of bull rush on Jatavius. Side of his lower leg.
Ewers going to throw it to Red and Auburn. Long field goal. Made field goals in a single game. All season long, student sections across the country are committed to Big 12 the first time. And the final Big 12 home game live for Texas Tech. That defense for Tech. Aaron Morton, who had played real.
Has been tight. Pressure all night on Morton.
Going to run it here to Valdez. And that front's
getting a dose of reality here tonight.
Catches made by White. Third 2.
Tackle really well.
And for a lot of these guys, their last game playing at DKR, senior night, and a couple of juniors that are going to the
rush. As Baron Morton rolls to his right.
The Texas Tech Bowl eligible as they fake the punt here. Let's see what the flags are about. But at this point, you're down 36-7. You might
successful pass plays Tech's had all night.
True.
10-yard penalty. Repeat fourth down.
And the punter up a little bit tighter. Direct snap underneath, but McGuire.
When they were here 2 years ago, they got blasted win against a top 10 team. Was that McNamara finally with a good up to the 35, and then number 5 Florida State taking on Florida 7 Eastern.
It's an in-state rivalry, but they're without their starting quarterback. But I trust, similar to what Florida State, Mike Norvell, year number 4, he's built that
here, and Norvell has to be in the conversation.
Depending on what ends up happening.
Early in the year, they were trying to figure out who their quarterback was, and Jalen bringing the card out now for Cameron Watts of Texas Tech.
But it's difficult, man. I think for both teams, when you see someone, and we wish Cameron Watts
from both arms and both legs before the medical staff rush. 6-7. Ewers just going to hand it off here to Jaden Blue.
Well, obviously, a couple of weeks ago, Jonathan Brooks goes out against her as a kick returner, but kind of been running back by committee tonight, Dave.
Worthy out of space to the toughness of Xavier. We're setting up and throw it short to Jaden Blue. A bunch of different coaches since Mac Brown left. Things, you know, at times there were, and then last year after a 5-win season,
that they believed in the message we were selling. Savion Red gets one common goal, and it's this great intersection is very for real.
Here for Xavier Worthy.
Open grass right in front. Adrian Taylor.
And doesn't look like they're going to stop play. And the extra point makes it 43-6.
Difficult, but you've got Xavier Worthy there in the slot on the arc.
And cover your bases.
And they have a season high 30 or more in their first 9 games. Easy lately, but this was the end of the year and fought hard against Oregon. And Texas has absolutely pummeled them tonight.
And Joe McGuire, that confidence, boy, it is nowhere to be found right now.
Running room for Brooks. 80 rushing yards today.
He did a week ago.
That should have been. Never saw it.
And this is the other part of
Morton in trouble. It's about
interception for Jake Bush. Guy who's done a little bit of everything from Devondre Sweat, just trying to get rid of football when he sees 360-plus pounds. Barris Brooks, and what a cool moment for Jet Bush.
Those calls, we touched on the blown leads.
We talked about it, guys. What?
Foot, meat, throw.
Really well coming into this game. The last win this game, and here's Taj Brooks. It's going to be really curious.
A little differing of opinion between yourself and me.
And then you got Florida State too, almost another interception. Like if Alabama beats Georgia, is that what you're saying? You're on the move, and the discussion will have to wait. Worthy past the 40. Oh! So again, back to if he's been waiting for this, and he's finally in the game. He hands it off on his first. Manning, true freshman from New Orleans, 18 years, and Arch didn't get in. Everybody's been waiting for this. Hands off for Red.
Arch Manning here on the 40 acres of this program. He's got it all.
There's his first college pass, or no, going to take off. Carry your stuff. I don't want special treatment. I want to be treated like big hole for Savion Red. And Arch Grant coming out among
All 3 of them were quarterbacks, so he can handle all of the auxiliary thing. Nuanced as a passer, but a really good athlete.
Got a penalty. I think when we were having our play, it's so. There's Red.
What Arch Manning becomes here at Texas.
Just wonder if we'll really see first and goal. Arch throwing incomplete. This in the stadium for the final Big 12 years in a row from 2000 to 2010. Brooks, right. I mean, even the backups on the D-line for
These guys playing at a very high level.
Morton has a complete BYU, and it will be Texas, Oklahoma State.
So, you know, that's going to be a big factor.
3rd and 1, Morton to the air. Flushed out of the pocket.
And they're a big favorite at home against BYU, but they got to handle it.
Got hit from behind as he released the pass by Finkley.
Funless. He's our quarterback next season and moving forward.
Running room for give Oklahoma. Morton downfield. Down.
They've been there this evening.
Because they want to see more Arch Manning and heated playoff discussions that we've been getting into, mainly off the air. Sabian,
be careful. I may throw you off this move.
Are you? I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but penalty flags down. So why a team that's won 30 some odd games? I'm just saying
in the playoff, what it really speaks to. First of all, being you to improve and get better and better and better. And they also did it for 2 weeks.
So does Alabama. Right. So does Washington. So does Oregon. Washington beat Oregon again. Does Oregon beat Washington? So now both have one loss. What happens if?
Before we jump to any conclusions, and I throw you tomorrow and then championship weekend before we all.
They are in as the SEC champ with a win over Georgia. They're in. They're no longer part of the ball.
I were a part of said committee, I would have a different.
After all the threats to being tossed out of the booth. And Jonte Cook, a fellow waits
on the move. Arch Manning, Jonte Cook brings to the table.
They really are. You look at the 2 receivers of this.
And C.J. Baxter, who started this ball game, running back as well.
Wise. An extra first time since 18. Great chance to win it for the first time since 09.
10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
As that team prepared and ready to play without their senior.
Downfield, knocked away.
Braylon Lux is.
And just going to keep it on the ground here. Wisner able to break a tackle. Fans want Texas to go for it here. It's been 14 years and still being in position. Play for the national championship. And he's got a strong arm.
Yeah, he does. Play yourself into a Big 12 championship, college football playoff implications.
2 more. Texas obviously taking it down as far as it can. The 5 dives for the end zone. Style with 56 points on the impact.
No, they're saying SEC.
Their respect, and you can see he has. As 11, Texas.
Sweat told us this week that he watched it over 10 times this week to get a good.
Up to the 30s.
Face mask, kicking team number 2. Personal foul.
The Sooners handed Texas their lone defeat. It's off to the Big 12 championship game. 1 win away from their first.